I'm Tim Wayner from the Kenora Nordic and Biathlon Club. I've been involved out here on the trail project for a few years. At the turn of the century, we turned a 5-kilometer trail loop out here to almost 20 kilometers of trails with an initial grant that we got from the Northern Ontario Heritage Fund Corporation. And at that point in time, we also got a grant from the Ontario Trillium Fund to put some solar lights out. So think 2000 technology, solar lights, prototype lights in batteries with a separate panel that predominantly Todd Burkhart and I climbed 30 feet up trees to put up in the trees when we were younger and foolish and less afraid of falling. What we discovered quite quickly is most of our trails are in the shadow of Mount Evergreen, and it's shady or cloudy all of November, and the lights started failing within the first couple of years. So I've had a dream of permanently lighting these trails since about 2005, but it's always been cost prohibitive because it was going to be very expensive. In fact, so cost prohibitive that when I asked Mark Sawkins for a ballpark figure in 2005, he told me it would be about $150,000. And I said, that's way too much money. Keep that number in your mind for a minute, okay? So COVID wreaked havoc across the globe, but it prompted governments to come up with some funds and monies that we could use to stimulate the economy and boost tourism. So thankfully, FedNor was first in at the table for a $1.2 million lighting project out here, quickly followed by the Northern Ontario Heritage Fund Corporation, so that we were close to $1 million. And what we needed to do is find another $200,000 in the community to have a completely funded project. That's where you all came in, because what we needed to do is we needed to bridge the gap between $1 million and $1.2 million. And thanks to everybody who's here, we were able to do that within the first year, so that this is a fully funded project with no long-term debt incurred by the Kenora Nordic and Biathlon Club. So we're very happy about that. Before unveiling the sign, what I'd like to do briefly is just to acknowledge Moncrief Construction Limited, who were our contractors from the design to installation phase out here. They brought in a lighting engineer, helped us figure out how many lights, where we needed them, and I think they've done a fantastic job on time, on budget. I'd also like to acknowledge Leo Haynes. Leo was the wrangler for the MCL process, so he was out here with them on a regular basis, helping them figure out where they were going or where they were going next. But most importantly, I'd like to thank Leo for his bravery, because he's the one who climbed all of the 30-foot poplars 25 years later to pull the solar lights down out of the trees with less fear than I now have. So thanks. So before unveiling the sign, I'd like to acknowledge those of you who I know are here as individual funders or Rotarians as funders or businesses funders. Graham is here wearing 2 hats. Graham Chase from Cabin Country Realty and his business partner, Chris Clark, were the first people in with private money. And for that, their pole sign is the first sign at the trail entrance. Projects really need first person in, because then you can go and say, hey, I've got this much money. What do you think about helping it along? So FedNor first in for the big dollars, and Cabin Country Realty first in for the local community funding really helped us to go around and stir the pot to get more money in. So on your walk out, you can see the Cabin Country sign. It was our prototype. We put it up 2 years ago and we really liked it. For the rest of you, along with this sign that we're about to unveil, you'll find on many of the light posts individual donor signs that have your name or what you wanted us to put on it. So we encourage you to go have a look at those at some point in time. Now, Lindsay from the city of Kenora would like to say a few words.
Thanks, Tim. Hi, everybody. This is so great. The snow might have stepped away for a moment, but I think we're all excited for the ski season to start. My kiddo's a skier. I'm trying to be a skier, hopefully more successfully this year than in other years. The City of Kenora was so thrilled to support the Light Up the Trails project with $100,000 from the municipal accommodation tax. It's one of the great things we get to do with this pot of money that comes not from the taxpayer but from visitors to our community, and this is one of the things that keeps visitors coming back to our community, especially in the shoulder seasons or the off season maybe. We are so excited. I can't wait to see all the beautiful pictures. I was like scoping out how to take a lovely photo. That turn way up there just looks so picturesque, and to hear stories about how you all and families, both local and visitors, are enjoying this 6 kilometers, I believe it is, of lit trails this winter and for years and years to come. It's a great opportunity for us as a city to showcase that Kenora isn't just a summer town, and a way for us to remind our local residents that it's great to live outside in the winter too. There's, you know, if you're not a snowmobiler, you gotta do something, and we want everyone to keep active and have fun in the winter months. And lastly, volunteers really are the heart of a community, and we are so grateful to the Nordic Club and all the volunteers who make things like this happen so that we can all come together for cool events like this and unveilings and really recognize all the good work that we can do when we come together. So thank you, Tim, and everyone here for everything you've done to make this happen.
Excellent, thanks. Okay, so for the moment you've been waiting for, I don't know who set this ladder up and put a wand out here, but we don't need to point. Leo, why don't we grab a pole on each side and we're going to lift it up. So we're about to unveil the group of people who were donors on this project to allow 6 kilometers of lit trails to be used from dusk until 10 p.m. every night of the ski season. 3, 2, 1.